Hello, hello, and welcome back to my channel. Another day means another haul, and today's brand under scrutiny is Sézane. I'm excited to try them out because the Parisians are very well known for their good sense of style, so we're going to put that to the test today and see what this brand's all about. As a side note, I am in the middle of building out a cold weather capsule collection, so I'm really looking for some cold weather cozy goodies today. Okay, first up, I got these wide leg trousers. These are corduroy in the color ecru. They're 100% organic cotton, which is wonderful. We love an organic fabric. The button detailing on this pants is rather charming, and I do like that the zipper itself is a gold color. The fabrication on these is quite good. There's no flyaway threads, and all of the seams are very neat. I will say though that these pants are incredibly long. Like, these things just keep going on and on and on, but the hems are well done. And oh, I lied. I found a flyaway thread here. So there is a little bit of something, but nothing that a pair of scissors can't fix. Now, as far as the fit goes on this thing, I did mention that these pants are incredibly long, so I would definitely have to get these altered if I was going to make them fit. In terms of the waist, I did find that there's quite a bit of gapping, and this was their smallest size, so while they did fit well on the legs themselves, I found the waist to be just way too large on me. That's a pretty common occurrence for me, as I do have a traditional hourglass shape. For that reason, I'm not going to be keeping these pants. They would just need too many alterations. As a side note though, I will be trying on quite a few of the shirts with these pants. So with that in mind, let's move on to the shirts. Next up is the Tomboy Shirt in the ecru camel stripes. This is 70% organic cotton and 30% linen. So once again, a very organic fabric. Now on this one, the details again are all very good. The buttons are well attached and the seaming is very nice. I do really see no flyaway threads on this one, and the fabric itself has a very lightweight, airy, and good feel to it. As far as the fit goes, I was quite happy with this one. It is your traditional button-up that is a more tailored and petite cut, which I love. I think that that's a much more elegant look instead of being super bulky or oversized. I did style this one just by tucking it in with those corduroy pants, and I thought it was pretty charming. So I'm excited to style this one with maybe a sweater vest or some jeans. I have a lot of ideas for this one, and it will make a great addition to a cold weather capsule wardrobe. Next up is the Max shirt. I got this in blue with burgundy ecru stripes, and I really love the fabric on this one. You can feel that it's 100% organic cotton. It's very soft and once again very breathable. I have to admit that overall I'm quite happy with the tailoring on these shirts. I mean, you can see that these seams are tight, neat, and perfectly aligned, and the buttons are all very well attached. So there's no complaints on the construction or the fabrication for me. But that being said, I did not love the fit on this one at all. I found it to be very bulky and very large. This is definitely one of those oversized boyfriend type looks, which while I do find that charming to wear around the house, I don't think it's very elegant. And so I'm not going to be keeping this one personally, but again, it's a very nicely constructed piece. Next up was the Buma shirt in white and blue stripes. Again, this one was 100% organic cotton, which I love, and you can really feel it in the fabric. It feels very nice and breathable. Construction is great, buttons are well attached, and the seams are very prettily done. However, I thought the last one was too big, and little did I know that this one would be even larger. So I tried styling this a couple of ways. I did end up rolling up these sleeves, and I did also try tucking it in, and there was no luck there. It's just so massive that there's nothing really petite or cute about it, in my opinion. I thought it just made me look like a box that didn't have shape. So I'm not sure if this is what's in style right now in Paris, but this is not what is in style in my home right here. So this one's going to be returned. Oh, I did also even try styling this with a sweater vest on, and it just was so bulky under the sweater vest that it threw off the whole outfit. I felt like I was cosplaying some sort of librarian or something, which is a wonderful segue to the Sammy Jumper in 100% yak wool. You can see the stitching on this is very well done. The color is adorable. This tan is one of my favorites, and it's very soft. I would say it's 92% soft and 8% scratchy, which is an acceptable amount of scratchy. Also, something interesting about Sezane is like all of their clothes smell so good. It's almost like they sprayed them with a tasteful amount of perfume. I've never been in one of their stores before, so I don't know if they have a signature scent or something. This jumper is so cute because it hits perfectly at the waist, and then I liked that it wasn't too deep of a V-neck, so that when you do have a collared shirt underneath it, the collar popped up nicely. And then also the armholes were not overly large or overly tight. So overall, this is a very elegant and classic fit with good materials and good construction. What's not to love? This one's going to be added to my wardrobe for sure. Okay, the Elena Jumper in 100% yak wool. Wool. I got this in their smallest size, and I have to say, this one is 100% soft and 0% scratchy, so I'm not sure why there's a slight variation between their Yak Wool products, but regardless, this one is well constructed. I think the buttons are very cute. They are definitely a plastic button, so they don't have a heaviness to them. The buttons do undo at the shoulder, so it's nice that you have a bit of versatility with this piece. There's no parts of the fabric that have caught and pulled the thread out, so that's always a good sign as well. However, despite being very charming overall, I did find that the sweater was very boxy. It kind of just comes straight down from your shoulders and past your chest, so it doesn't give your waist any shape. There was a lot of fabric on the arm, so you can see when I'm trying it on that there's excess fabric bunching around where I bend my elbow, and I didn't think that that was the best look for the price. So for all of those reasons, I will be returning this, even though it's of great quality and feels very cozy. The Jacob Jumper, I got this in a size extra small in the color burgundy, and it is 100% merino wool. Despite being 100% merino wool though, I find this fabric not to be the softest. It feels to me more like a cotton blend, and I do think that's because the sweater itself is a little bit see-through. Like, it's a very thin fabric. As I hold it up to the window, I can really see through this fabric, which is kind of expected for the price. $130 for a merino wool sweater is quite low. If you look anywhere else on any other sites, merino wool sweaters tend to be north of 200, even sometimes north of 300. But once again, that being said, the construction is very well done. There's no crazy flyaway threads, there's no snagging on the fabric, and these buttons on the shoulder are very well attached. As far as the fit goes, I was not totally charmed by this one. It's a little bit too long, so it comes past the waist, which makes it an odd length. You either need to tuck it in or fold it up. I then also found that the arms were too long again, and so you do get that bunching at the elbow, which I already mentioned I don't love. So for quite a few reasons, this one's going to be getting returned as well. Next up is the Maurice Jumper in vintage blue. I got this in an extra small, and it is 100% yak wool again. This one is not scratchy. It actually feels to me a little bit more like a cotton, but that could just be because I'm not too familiar with yak wool. This one's so charming. I love the color. It really just makes me want to go play in a field or something. It hits at a nice point on the waist, the arms are the right length, and the little bit of flare in the sleeve is very cute. I really don't have any complaints about this one, and the fabrication and construction is very nice. The Betty cardigan in 100% merino wool. I did get this in an olive green and ecru color. This is a much heavier and not nearly as thin merino wool, so from a construction and fabrication standpoint, I think this is a very good piece of clothing. The buttons on this are very charming. They are, again, a lighter weight plastic. I normally prefer a heavier button. The only thing I can point out in construction is that the ends of this sleeve are a little bit unfinished looking, and you can tell that it's starting to fray somewhat. So I do think that's something you'll have to keep an eye out as you wear it and as you wash it. As for the fit of this pretty girl, I really enjoyed it. However, I did find it a little bit too small over my chest. I do have a larger chest. Those top two buttons didn't sit totally flat on me, and so for that reason, I will not be keeping this one. I also have to mention once again that this is a very boxy sweater. There's no tapering at the waist, and so it really is just a bit of a rectangular, square-ish shape, which can look very good on some people, but it is not my preference. Let's move on to some dresses. So this is the poly dress in 100% yak wool. This one's very soft, not scratchy at all, and it is pretty cute. This would look incredibly cute if you styled it with a belt, some knee-high boots, and some tights underneath. However, for me, I felt like this dress made me look very top-heavy. Like, it just really came off of my breasts and then came straight down. And so I think even with a belt, it would just make me look a little bit disproportionate. So it wasn't my absolute favorite for my body shape. However, if I had smaller breasts, I would definitely be keeping this one. Oh, and again, the fabrication on this is great. Just look how cute all of this knitting is. There's really no complaints for me. I just have issues with the fit. The Hillary dress, I got this in an extra small in a heather gray color, and this is merino wool, organic cotton, and then 15% unorganic fabrics. Let's start with the positives on this one. This dress is incredibly warm. In fact, all of the sweaters I've tried on today have made me very warm, but this one specifically, it's like walking around in a blanket. So if you live somewhere cold, this dress will do you wonders for sure. The fabrication on this is very nicely done. No flyaways, no snags. Knitting is good. Buttons are well attached and are very charming. In terms of the fit of this girl, she's a very long dress. I mentioned it earlier, but I am wearing high heels, and this came almost to my ankles. So if I was wearing this with flats, I would feel a little bit matronly, and it doesn't have quite the sex appeal that I was going for. Obviously, since this is a sweater dress, you cannot get this hem. Now, I also did not love about this dress the armpit arm situation. I felt like the armpits had a little bit excess fabric, and so there there was some bunching. Also, it must be stated that I ate a very large and delicious sandwich before, so my belly was full when I was trying this on, and I felt like this dress left nothing to the imagination. Like, it really hugged every curve, and so I felt like it's just a very exposing dress, and I didn't love it for that reason, in addition to the length and the fact that the armpits were a little bit bunchy. The Niel skirt in navy, this is merino wool and organic cotton. I love the feel of this one, and I love the construction. This waistband has a great elastic in it, like it snaps back into place, and it's a great length. It comes just past the knees but not too far down to the ankles, and it looks wonderful with a pair of heels. I'm actually very excited about this piece because I think there's a lot of styling options that you can do with it. It's also very warm, so this is a great fall winter staple. As a side note, not all of the clothing at Sézane is organic, but I really scoured through their website and I only bought the things that were. So they have a lot of polyester synthetics, and they're the exact same price as organic fabrics. So just PSA, double check. I think you get way more bang for your buck when you do buy those organic fibers. So it's just worth taking the extra time to look into the composition details. Okay, next up is the Sammy Jumper. I did get this in navy, and it is a perfect match for that skirt I just tried on. I think that the buttons on this are so cute. They look like they are metal, and they, I think, are a very thin metal. They're not very heavy again, but these are just so charming. The construction on this is well done as well. I really have no complaints with Sezane from that aspect. Now, when I tried this on though, and I did try it on with that skirt, of course, I found that the length of this was very odd. Again, it comes past the waist and kind of sits mid-hip, so you're either trying to tuck it in, fold it up, or you're just wearing it with a very long look, and I don't think that's as cute as it could be. So I don't love the length, and then also the sleeves are very long again, so once again, I get that bunching whenever I'm bending my elbow. So for just quite a few reasons, I'm going to be returning this one. Okay guys, I goofed a little bit. The one I just showed you was the Hailey Jumper, and this is the Sammy Jumper. This is very similar to the last one, but it's a different shape, and it is also an exact match for that skirt. Now, this one, the composition, once again, no complaints. It has different buttons on the sleeves here. These are just like a plastic turtle pattern button, and they do have them on both sleeves once again. Now, when I tried this one on, I actually think the fit was much better. It hits nicely at the waist, and then it is tapered in. This is the first sweater I've tried on from Sézane today that has a tapered waist, so I did really like that. The one thing I didn't love about it, though, was that I felt like the waistband, for some reason, sucked everything in so much that it made me look very top-heavy again. It made my breasts look very large, which actually I don't think is the best look on a sweater like this, especially when paired with that skirt. So that being said, if you have a slightly smaller chest, I think this would be a wonderful pairing with that Niel skirt, and it would be a very elegant look with heels. So this is one of the sweaters I most liked in this haul. So that was everything in my Sézane haul today. My overall first impressions were overwhelmingly positive, actually. I think you get good value here for your money, considering the construction and the fabrication. But again, you do need to make sure you're buying their organic fabrics and not their synthetic, because they are the same price, which is ridiculous, by the way. My only complaint would be about the fit. I found things to be very boxy or very oversized, or just like too long in the arms. So I think with Sézane, I will definitely be ordering from them again, but I'll just wait for their next season to come out. And I think it's going to be one of those brands where I order a bunch of things and end up keeping maybe 2 or 3 pieces out of an entire haul, just because the fit is so specific, and at this price point you really want to make sure you're getting exactly what you want. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a like. It really helps out my channel, and if you would like to see more of me, then please consider subscribing. Otherwise, I'm going to talk to you cuties next time. Bye.